So as you know, Camera Lady and I love being in the woods and we love camping. There are certain items that we take with us that make it a little bit more enjoyable, a little easier around camp, remove some of the small distractions that we all feel when we're at camp. So today I thought we would take a few moments to look at some of those items, tell you why we think they're great, and I think that all of them would really make great little stocking stuffer kind of gifts for the holidays. So stick around, let us show you some of the things that we have, and welcome back to Dicking Around Outdoors. I love Zippo lighters. They're a great way to start a fire, but unfortunately, Zippo lighters, for some reason, don't hold their fuel. The fuel evaporates, and if the lighter's been in your glove box or if the lighter's in your fire starter kit and you haven't filled it recently, you may get to camp and that baby has no fluid in it. But I really want to keep my Zippo lighter. As you can see, mine is unique to me. They make individual statements for people, so I wanted to try to keep the Zippo. Fortunately, Zippo has come up with an awesome solution to the problem, and that is this little insert. This is a butane insert that goes into a standard Zippo case. So all you do is you open your case, you pull out the liquid fuel insert, you insert the butane insert, and now you've got a butane lighter that doesn't leak fuel, starts and runs in any position, and is awesome to start fires, but maintains the coolness of your Zippo lighter. So number one, the Zippo lighter butane insert. Number two on the list, and continuing the theme of fire, is a bellows. We all know that sometimes fires can be a little stubborn, and getting air into those fires is critical to get the thing going. Easiest way to do that is to use a bellows. And the first one I have is a cheap little device that works fantastic called the Pocket Bellows. And it's just a small hollow tube that you expand. You can stick it right into the fire, right where you want that heat and air to go, and get your fire going. So the Pocket Bellows is number two. Now if you want to go a little higher scale, get a little bit further away from the fire, then this bellows from Snow Peak is a great little tool. It's a two-piece design. It just snaps together and you have a much longer area you can get away from the fire. You can blow into it. It has a check valve inside. If you've ever taken a breath and there's too much smoke around and you suck in a lot of smoke, you'll know why that's important. They both work great. You can get a little bit further away from the fire using the Snow Peak or any other large bellows. These are the two that we use. We live in a modern world, and unfortunately, with that modern world comes a lot of electronics that need to be charged. And one of the most annoying things for me when we're in a small space like driving or something like that is to have a jumble of cords that are stretched everywhere. You don't know which cord goes to which device. You're always trying to find the right cord. Well, our solution to that is we have universal charging cords. What this is it's charging cord that has multiple heads so that you're able to charge various devices using one cord. So all you have to do is pull this cord out and plug it in. This cord is made by Nomad. It has a Kevlar reinforced cord. It's worked great for us, and I will say that when there has been a problem, we've had multiple ones of these, their customer service is fantastic. Another one that we have is Charge ASAP. This one is more convenient in some ways because it has magnetic heads that you can plug into the device and leave it in there. So if you're not looking at a device that would have to always be waterproof, that has a cover on it that avoids it, you just leave the plug in, and the cord itself has a magnetic head, and that magnetic head just sticks to whatever you have plugged into your device. Now the one downside of this, well, there's actually two. If you need to move the head back and forth, then sometimes it's a little tough getting it out of the device, so it's better to plug it in and leave it in and have multiple heads. The second one is, I would use this charging cord in areas where you can see it. So being magnetic, you can bump it, it will come disconnected and you won't know it unless you can see it. But other than that, it works great. So number two on the list, universal charging cords to cut down the clutter. Recently, Camera Lady and I were the last ones to leave camp, And sure enough, when we went to start the Jeep to take off, dead battery. We were the only ones around, so jumper cables wouldn't have done us any good. Luckily, we always carry one of these. Ours is made by Wagon Tech, and it is a jump pack. And this allows you to start the car if you have a dead battery and there's nobody else around that can give you a jump. It's a really compact little device. This is all the size of it, about the size of my hand. It's very powerful. This is the V10, and we've used it personally to jumpstart V8s up to 7 liters. So it's got plenty of juice. It comes with a normal charging cord as well as a charging cord for a DC cigarette lighter. You also have the standard alligator clips to jumpstart the vehicle. It all comes in the pack. It comes with an instruction sheet, tells you how to use it. It's been really good for us, and I wouldn't be out in the woods without something like this because we needed it, and hopefully you never do, but if you do, something like this comes in very handy. Now we're going to move on to the Camp Cook, and we have 3 items here that I think are exceptional that we use when we go camping. So none of this stuff is guesswork. We use all of it. The first thing, and this one, I received this as a gift from my sister. Thanks, Sue. And when I first got it, I thought, great Minnesota Vikings colors, but it is kind of a hokey little deal. But it is one of our most used items at camp now. And what it is it's basically a food processor that you've seen me use in our videos that works by using a crank. It's just a hand crank, and you can chop your vegetables. You can do whatever you want with this thing, just like you would a home food processor. And we love this. In fact, if you haven't seen it, we did a video recently where we made fire roasted salsa using this. So this item is a killer for camp. It allows you to prep food much faster, allows you to make some pretty unique things like a guacamole perhaps, or a salsa. It's just really a neat little item, takes up very little space, and works extremely well. And I am going to link everything below. The second thing, packing is always a challenge. And the more compact your items can be, the easier it is to pack. So one of the things that we found are these silicone bowls. They're made by Collapsit, and they, as the name implies, they collapse. So they store really easily. They work really well. We've used these for, obviously, soup. The larger one we use as a mixing bowl. You may have seen it in some of our videos. They come with a lid so you can store leftovers to throw in the cooler. When you want to store it, you just collapse it. And one of the neat things is you can squeeze it, let the air out, push the seal in, and it makes it that much smaller. So this thing is great. And an added bonus, when you're going camping and taking your cooler, you can use this as an ice mold and make large blocks of ice to go into your cooler that don't melt as quickly. So multi-purpose, easy to carry, Collapsit silicone bowls. Sticking with our collapsible theme, this is something that we use constantly when we go camping. This is a collapsible bucket from Snow Peak. And this thing serves multiple purposes around camp. When you're out gathering wood and kindling, we just throw it in here. If we're carrying stuff from the Jeep to the campsite, we throw it in here. This is what we use to wash our dishes. So it serves multiple purposes. It collapses down to nothing, carries very easily, and honestly, for years, we've used this on every trip. So this collapsible the collapsible bucket from Snow Peak, and I know there's some others that make it. I know Granite Gear makes one, but we think this one has held up really well, and we've really liked using it, and it is always in demand. In closing out the kitchen items, this is really a kitchen item, happy hour item, late night item, for some maybe even a breakfast item. But that is the Stanley Adventure Shot Glass Kit. We take this everywhere. It goes on our overlanding trips, it goes to hotels with us. Heck, it even travels back to the farm when we're visiting family because everybody likes a wee one every now and then. So what is this? It's basically a case that includes 4 stainless steel shot glasses. Whoa, hello, Linda. 4 stainless steel shot glasses that allow you to pour your whiskey or whatever drink you want to drink with these. And the beauty of these is, clearly you could throw your whiskey into a coffee mug or anything else. Heck, you could drink it right out of the bottle. But when I'm putting whiskey into a coffee cup, it's very difficult to know how much I'm getting because it never seems like enough. It just looks like a little bit. With these, the ridge is actually a measurement for 1.5 ounces, I believe, and it allows you to keep track of how much you're drinking. So that's important when you're out at camp and you want to keep your wits about you. So the Stanley Adventure Shot Glass set is something that we love, and I think anybody on your list would love it too. So the last item on our list is really a category, and it is disposable wipes. And the ones that we prefer are combat wipes, and the version that we use are unscented, which I think is important because in certain parts of the world you don't want to be attracting animals, and they're 100% biodegradable. And these things come in so handy. It's whether you're in the kitchen and just need to wipe off your hands quickly, if you need to wipe off after little bit of hiking or something like that, or for the latrine duty. They come in really handy. So carrying something like this is convenient, it's easy, and it is always in use. So disposable wipes, preferably biodegradable and unscented, such as these combat wipes, and I guarantee you, you will find all kinds of uses for them. So thanks for sticking around to the end. As I said, every one of these items is an item that we take and we use with us when we go camping. It just helps make it a bit more enjoyable. I'm going to put a link to everything below. I think anything on this list would make a great stocking stuffer for the holidays. If you like this type of content, please take a moment to hit that sub button in the lower right-hand corner. It does help us out. Give us a thumbs up and share this video with your like-minded friends. And as always, take care, and we'll see you outdoors.